Has he got any chance for Brentford?
No, it's too early. Maybe Saturday. We'll have to wait and see, but that's probably still too early for him.
Any other problems that came out of the Bolton game, injury or illness for this one?
And there's a few lads got some knocks, so we need to change it with a couple of personnel. So there'll be changes in it. So we'll wait and see.
You said the other day that Toto would play in this one. Is 2 games in 5 days a bit much for James at the minute?
Yeah, I think so. And it's unfair on him as well. So I thought he'd done great for us on Saturday, but I'd made my mind up during the week what was going to happen and or what team was going to play. The Bolton one and barring injury, I knew what team was going to play in the Brentford one.
Would you like to get a deal sorted with James? Where are you at with that in a minute in terms of looking forward?
Do you know what, we've not really spoke because he's been great. He's been brilliant when about the place, I said before, and I'm pretty sure we'll speak in the next few weeks to see what's what and what we think and how he's feeling himself as well. So I've been delighted with his contribution.
Yeah, James Bree and Trevor Shalba both on the bench the other day. You kind of looking to play your own players from now on in rather than loan players?
No, not really as such, because we're still in the fight. So I think again I just pick a team that I think will maybe go and win the game. So Josh done really well when he came in. Andre done really well. So I know what Bishop can do. I know what Trevor can do. So I'd say I'll pick a team that I think hopefully will win.
Nice. Must be nice to see Colin scoring goals as well. You said a few weeks ago that you had it in him. He's scored 3 in his last 2 starts now.
Yeah, playing well. As I said before, when you get lads on loan and January time, we don't know what they do at their own respective clubs, whether they're involved with training or not involved with training, whether they're playing 23s football or there's a lot of decondition there in players. But Colin has got better and better, and 3 goals in the last couple of games is a good return.
How impressed have you been by the lone players' attitude when
Great.
things have been difficult this season? They've knocked down tools, they've acted as if it's their club.
Yeah, that do you know what? That's a unique thing. That I think that's one thing I'm really happy with. Their characters have all been great, and they've all come in and gave it a right good go at the end of the day. But they're going to go back, and but the lads have came and each and every one of them have applied themselves great. They've given us everything they've got, and so I'm fortunate that's happened.
Will you have any loan signings, do you think, next season?
I can never say never, but you won't have 5, that's for sure. You won't have 6. Okay, maybe 1, maybe 2 at the most. Other than that, as I said before, I don't really want to go down that road.
We saw Colin and Caden play together for sort of 10 minutes or so at the end of Saturday. Can they form a partnership? Can maybe Caden play wide in this system?
I don't know. It's difficult for a centre forward to go out and play wide. It's no ideal scenario for him because it's new to him. Because you've got to know what to do when you don't have the ball, let alone with it. So I think it's it'd be unfair in Caden. I think we've done it to patch up on Saturday, but I think it's an unfair putting that onus on him.
Is a striker a priority in the summer for you?
Well, absolutely. I think that's really important that we look at that top end of the pitch. You get goals in your team, I said before, you can have great play and great link-up play, you can have dominance of the ball, you just need that goal-scoring instinct to happen. So, it's a priority, that's for sure.
And are the wheels in motion, are the feelers out there? You don't wait till the end of the Leeds game and start the ball rolling, do you, in terms of recruitment? There must be things going on now, Paul.
No, we've spoken about the centre forwards again, but it's a lot we're doing to finances as well. It always happens anyway. So you know that, do people want to come? Are they the right fit? Are they not the right fit? The right age? You've all those sort of things. But we've spoken about certain things. But whether it happens, you have to wait and see.
When you talk about finance, are you happy with the budget you've been given, or a fair idea of what you might have to spend in the summer?
I know what's happening at the club. I know, as I said, you guys will get to hear, I'm pretty sure, soon. So it don't matter to me how much money I've got or the club's got. It's having a spirit and a structure in this football club to build back to where it should be, rather than just ad hocing and not doing things right. And it's the whole structure of the football club that I think's got to be right.
You said a lot how there's still been positivity around here. The lads have been upbeat even when they've not been getting wins, but a victory must lift the boys even further. You know what it's like as a player.
They've been great. I said before that even the training, it's never once felt flat or anything like that. Even if we were getting the draws or we're losing the game, we've always come in and they've always been upbeat. It's never been down, and I think that's important. I think that's where they've had a lot of credit for it. They've come in and picked up again and went again.
Must have been a bit more of a bounce on the bus though, coming back on Saturday night, because you had got that first win for a little while. It must have an impact.
No, winning does. It's a normal feeling. When you win, everybody's happy. When you lose, nobody's happy. So, but the lads have deserved it. It's not that was. It was for me. It was well overdue because we've been playing ever so well without getting the rewards, and that was a frustrating thing because we'd been playing really well without coming away with 3 points.
And to get back-to-back wins, that would be another sizable step in the right direction, wouldn't it? If you could do that at Griffin Park.
Yeah, and we'll go there and try and win again. But you always, the young ones are going to make mistakes. They're going to have to learn through the job, which is important. But that's why I think the crowd have been brilliant, because the young ones need them, and they need that development stage of their careers, that they have to go through certain aspects of their game with it. And I said before, the crowd have got a big part in the young players' development, and I think they're playing as well as they can, or as well as being allowed to, through no criticism or no booing or things like that. They've just went and played with freedom. I think that's been vital.
And how much can results over the course of the next 6 this season impact on August and onwards? Can you create a momentum now you can carry through the summer?
So I'm not a great believer in that, because once that last ball's kicked in the season, people go away for 6 weeks or so and they won't give it a thought. And when you know you're coming back for a couple of days time for pre-season, you think, well, this is it now, this is when the season. So whatever happens this season, I'm never one to look back on what happened, good or bad. Let it go and move on to the next one, and then let's see what happens.
Great signing last week in terms of Alan Judge. It's obvious why you brought him in, and also it could be a statement to other players that you're trying to tempt in the summer. If Ipswich Town have got Alan Judge there, I fancy a part of that kind of thing.
Well, Judge has been great. I mean, the way the lad plays the football is great. He's got the freedom to play. I think he's 1 touch and 2 touch, and his vision as a footballer is fantastic. Hopefully that's the case, because that's if the club does go down, it's going to be a big club to come to. So, and it's going to have a big fan base behind it, and they're going to be there to be probably shot at because they're a big club.
So do players think like that? Will they look at Luke Chambers being part of this, Alan Judge being part of it, and it could kind of swing it in your favour when you speak to people?
It all depends on the individual. It's if the individual's a realistic guy and he's at the right age and the right mindset, then you never know. But if it's somebody who thinks you would come here and you're going to get an incredible amount of money and things like that, then that's not the type really it's going to fit our remit. We have to have a structure in a place where we can develop young ones as well, and because there is a big talented group here. They've got 1 or 2 older ones here who are helping them along the way and who are good players, but there has to be a structure here where people want to come for the right reasons, not for their last few years of their career or they've got a point to prove.
Brentford continue to do well, don't they? They haven't got a massive budget or a massive fan base. They lose quality players, but they keep going, and they're an established championship club now. Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure you'd want to try and make a dent in the top 6. I mean, I don't get playing the game for if you just want to be mid-table. I don't get that. You know, I've not been used to that. You try and play the game to be successful, and you don't have success, it eats away at you. So you'd probably have to ask them that, how they feel. But I just think moving to a new stadium, I think it's going to be really good for them. I think Griffin Park was a hard place to get a result because of the way the pitch is, and the new stadium might take a little bit of time to get going to that. But I'm pretty sure if you ask most of the Brentford lads and everybody else here, that you probably want to make a little go at it rather than just being mid-table.
Should be an attractive game of football, the way that your team plays, and they've been known for it over the course of the last 4 or 5 seasons.
Well, they have, and they've got a lot of foreign lads in their team, so it'll be a difficult game. But I'm looking forward to it because we're playing well ourselves.
Thanks, Paul.
All right.
Has Will King got a chance?
I'm not sure. I'm not too sure how he's. How he is. I won't rush him because he's nearly fit, but I won't rush him if I think there's any doubt.
Would you want to look at him a few more more times between now and the end of the season, and is there any chance of Will being that striker that we've been talking about earlier?
I don't know. Again, the money side of it plays a big part. There's no getting away from that. There's got to be a realistic view to it. So I don't need to see Will any more times. I know exactly what he can do. I saw him, as I said before, previous years. I know exactly what he can do. I know he's had his injuries from the past, and the bad one with his knee. So he's picked up a hamstring problem with us. But that, as I said before, you go back to it, I don't know what he'd done before or how fit he was before. But one thing for sure, I know he was playing really well here when he did get injured. When he scored 3 goals himself. So and losing him was a blow, because he was playing really well and scoring. So well, he doesn't need to prove anything to me. I know what he can do. I know Marcus is talking to his agent and things like that. So let's see.
Yeah, you'd like to do it if you could, basically.
But I think it'd be great for us. Yeah, I think it'd be great.
Yeah. We talked there about, you know, Will's had a few injuries. James Collins has had a few injuries. This club has had a lot of injuries over the last few years. Yeah. Can you afford to take too many risks in that regard in terms of signing players that have got injury backgrounds?
Not really, not as such. As I said before, you never know what happens in people's careers. You never ever know, and it's you look at Freddie's long-term injury, Wardy's long-term injury, Amir Hughes, Tom Adeyemi. Everybody's been in. The 2 young kids, Falami and Ben Morris. The incredible length of injuries. It's strange that, but hopefully, if the club has a pre-season, and pre-season you're meant to have, that's meant to give you the start where you can last the full 8-9 months. So you train for that period of time, and we'll try everything we can to keep the lads fit and healthy, and try and get them game time where the disparity in games is not too much, from somebody playing 12 games and somebody playing 30 or 40 games. I think we have to build that up and get people playing the same amount of games.
Will it be a smaller squad in terms of numbers?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's there is too many players, as everybody knows, but it'll definitely be a sort of smaller squad.
And you're sorting out most of the contracts now with Alan and Luke Chambers. Josh Emmanuel is one that you're still looking at. Will it be a similar thing with Miles? Do you think you'll take the extra year on him, or?
They two have done great. Ken Lock's been brilliant for us, as I said before. Josh has been great. 2 games the kid's been in, I think he's done really well. I think the club, they'll obviously talk to them. I'm pretty sure they will.
Yeah, he looked pretty crestfallen at the end after the own goal, but you know, I think everyone was quick to go and put an arm around him and say, "Don't worry about that." You know, you'd have another good game. No,
that was. Listen, he couldn't do nothing about that, you know. But I thought he did a really good game. Again, the only problem we've got with Josh is playing Saturday midweek, because he's not played many games, so we have to watch the lad. But the 2 games I've saw him, he's been excellent, and another young. The 2 fullbacks really young. It all goes well for the future. It really does.
Thanks, Paul. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
You said to Brennan that you were already identifying targets ahead of the next season. There's a report this morning saying that you're leading the hunt for James Norwood at Tranmere. Is there anything in that?
No, not at all. No, there's a few areas of the field that needs a little bit of strengthening. Forward areas is one of them. There's another few areas where I think we're lightweight, and we have to get people in. So it's not just. I've never really spoke about any individual. All I've done is spoke about areas where I think we need strengthening. So there's players there that I look to see what I think I can get. But again, they've got to be the right fit for us and the right structure.
Might there be a bit of wheeling and dealing, needing to sort of sell players before you bring other players in, that kind of thing?
There's a lot of lads on loan. There's 6 lads here on loan, so lads out of contract. Again, the structure has to be right. Why do we have to go and buy a player when it stops one of the young ones coming through? That's where it goes all wrong. So we have to get players in we think can hit the ground running right away, rather than blocking one of the young ones' path. That's important.
And Nick, when he was here, finances were obviously quite tight. Then he used the Bosman market quite a lot. Is that something you're looking at as well?
That's what we'd have to do. Yeah, there's no. It's, but that doesn't bother me. That I don't really care, to be honest about it. We just try and build a team here in a structure where the young ones are going to be really, really exciting, but they need that time, that development to progress again, because there's some really good footballers here, really good, and they're getting better. And we look a really good side. Just need a little bit more at the top end. But yeah, but that's immaterial, because I know where the club is.
Some people look on free transfers as kind of cast off some other clubs, but it isn't like that, is it? It's a lot of these players are putting themselves in positions that make their next move up the ladder and those sorts of things.
Well, the Bosman done me the world of good. There you go. So, without the Bosman ruling, I wouldn't have moved to Borussia Dortmund and won the Champions League. So, it doesn't bother me one iota, because I know what it's like, because it happened to myself.
So players leave their options open and look.
Yeah.
Make the step up.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So it don't matter to me, some guy can take a knock in his career and go back, right, or he leaves the Bosman run, which he's entitled to do. And I used it 20 odd years ago. It was the best thing I've ever done, because it gave me that status of playing with the best team in Europe.
Winning a Champions League.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
All right, there you go.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.